In this week's video, we're building a do-it-yourself challenge coin display using components from Osborne. Check out the links below for the products used in this build and stay tuned for a full tutorial. For this project, we're using Osborne's 5/4 project lumber in pine, so we'll need to plane it down to its final thickness to get started. I'll plane the entire board down to 1 inch thick using my benchtop planer to get a smooth surface on both sides. If you want to learn more about the 5/4 project lumber from Osborne, you can check out the links below. Next, I'll cut 2 pieces to 8 inches that will be used as the sides for the stand. The overall width of this stand will be 12 inches with 10 inches of usable storage space in the middle for metals. I'll cut the middle board to 10 inches long and the back board to 12 inches since the sides are 1 inch thick each. Now that everything is cut to length, I can plane the back piece down to 1/2 inch to give it a thinner profile. Next, I can start marking the angles on the sides, which will help hold the metals in the correct position. These will be cut at a 14-degree angle, however they may need to be adjusted depending on the type of wood and the measurements that you use. I recommend using an angle gauge and trying out a few test pieces to make sure the metals sit in the right position without tipping forward. Next, I'll cut off 2 3/16 off the end of each side to allow for the middle board and the molding piece that we will add to the end later. Now that our side pieces are ready, I'll get a rough idea of how the final assembly will look and begin working on the middle piece that will hold all of the metal and coins. Both edges of this piece will be cut at the same 14-degree angle with 5 slots for storage. I'll space each slot at 1 inch apart and cut those channels using my table saw. Here my blade is set at the 14-degree angle with a cutting depth of 1/4 inch. This is a thin curved saw blade, so I can make 2 passes for each channel for a total width of 3/16 of an inch. The final cut for the middle board is to match the 14-degree angle on both edges. This will allow it to sit flush against the back piece while holding the correct angle. To assemble everything, I'm going to do it in 2 steps, starting with the sides and middle piece. To connect these parts, I'm going to use some wooden dowels and a doweling jig, so I'll make some marks on each board to make sure everything lines up properly. Since these parts sit at a unique angle, it's important to make sure that the holes line up for proper alignment, so double check these based on your project dimensions. If you're interested in learning more about how to use wooden dowels for your project, you can check out the video above. Next, we can add a little bit of wood glue to the pre-drilled holes and insert the wooden dowels. Once all of the parts are connected, you can secure it with a clamp while the wood glue dries. While that's drying, we can begin working on the details of our back piece, which will feature an embossed onlay from Osborne, part 8911520. First, I'll create a center mark on the board to help with alignment and ensure the onlay is in the proper location. Then I'll lightly trace the shape of the onlay for reference later. I'll be rounding the top corners of this back piece, so I want to make sure I don't cut into where the inlay will sit. You can use any circular object to mark off the corners, but I find a small paint can to be the easiest method. Once the corners are marked, you can cut them off using a bandsaw or a jigsaw. To apply the onlay, add some wood glue to the back side and center it in the middle of the board. Make sure to use a light amount of wood glue to avoid excessive squeeze out that can be hard to clean up during finishing. Once the onlay is in the correct location, you can tack it in place using a small pin nailer and wait for it to dry. Before attaching the 2 halves, I wanted to add a small roundover on the sides to give it a softer profile. If you choose to add this step to your project, make sure to do it before attaching the 2 halves. Next, I'll add some wood glue to the stand and position it on the back panel. I chose to use a pneumatic stapler to secure these halves together, however you can use screws or a wooden dowel for this process. The final step for assembly is to add the embossed molding on the front edge. For this, we're using the embossed leaf molding part 891440. This is a 1-inch wide molding which will fit perfect with the 1-inch thick lumber that we use for the project. I cut this to 10 inches to match the middle piece and used some wood glue and a pin nailer to attach it to the front edge. We offer many other types of molding that would be great for this application, so make sure to check out the full collection at the link below. To finish this project, I'll sand the entire assembly to 150 grit and apply a light brown stain. If you want to paint your project or use a more premium wood type, you can check out all of our species on our website below. Once our stain is applied, we can let it dry and take a closer look. Thank you for joining me for this week's video. If you're interested in any of the products that we used in this build, be sure to check them out in the links below. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time in the Builder Studio.